This all makes sense soon, Luca. I promise. Jumper, don't. Welcome to Beacon Pines. Investigate Nuncreed's Drugstore. Alright, let's head over there. Oh, Mrs. Frattilli. Is she on a mission too for a grant? You scared me half to death. Sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? Nope. He's got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. So she's waiting on him. Maybe she's on lookout. Ew. You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sis. Was caught up with work. Work? You? I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What is this insipid town festival really about? I think
Gus looked around nervously.
Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. Is Gus kind of being manipulated by him? I didn't pull the strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Harris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. Ooh, they are doing something toxic there. That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damn backyard. They are dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Harris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change, whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future? Or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you will always be a Gus. Good night, Harris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. Oh boy. Rift between siblings. One holding on to the past, the other one looking towards the future. It's getting late, children. Yes, ma'am. Oh, you're here. Knowledge? He spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point. We better get to Nuncreed's. Anything with a watermelon? Nah. That's unfortunate. Oh hey, it's that kid. What was his name again?
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore.
Solomon.
Holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Andy? Hey Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then where do you get that candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Oh boy. Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on. Licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice. But whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wonder why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold hard cash. loyalty to? Well, he's right. It's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Is the telephone booth gonna play into this? Okay, let's see. Oh, detective time. So that's locked. There's some books out here. Well, knowing about the phone booth, let's investigate it. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed? No. Will they figure it out?
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Crend's new drugstore! I mean, underground secrets! The password!
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
Alright, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Oh, is that the password in general? Underground secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great. Now what? Boomp. Time for a ride.
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell.
Guess we'll see where this leads to now.
Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate.
The only thing I can think of, they don't know they're receiving, well, a couple of kids, so they might be able to sneak wherever this is.
Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
Let's see it. Ooh.
The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
New place. I knew it. You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conducts from Hank Atomic issue number 12 were real? Rolo, at one point or another, you've said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. It looks like each of these have something written on them. Okay. Hey, look, the suits. The suit has a broken mask. Probably dispose of. So, have we found our mystery warehouse creeper? We've at least found their hazmat suit. Could it be Mr. Nuncreed? If it walks like a Nuncreed and talks like a Nuncreed. Let's not jump to conclusions. I'm pretty sure there's other people that work here though. Just saying. Okay. Could be Mr. Nuncreed's though. He's definitely an option. Okay, let's see what each tube says. Mining Operations Alpha. Okay. Could that lead to the source? You guys have mines here? Not that I know of, whatever they're collecting. This town is all farms and fertilizer in a series of tubes. Pa always says, you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies to this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa. Don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Perennial Harvest main office. Interesting. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff. Is she involved in all of this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. And last one. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. Okay. I'm curious about... I have a rough idea about these two, but this one with the mining, maybe the source area? Let's see. That's a lot of buttons. Oh, is this gonna be a choice? Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rolo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. I guess that's the way to do it. So we're gonna head to the warehouse first. Rolo, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't even mow yet. What was that? Hide. Oh, maybe someone's coming in. Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Maybe we can't go there. We're gonna have to pick the other two. Just get back. Unless it's an object. Oh shit. 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 Awesome. Look. You all need to come with me. Now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers, Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password, but they love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. Oh, maybe he has to work with them, but he doesn't wanna. Is he forced to? Maybe they got blackmail on him or something. We don't care about our skins. Hold on, I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends back before.
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. Well, it kind of was obvious in the records. What happened, Mr. Nuncreed? An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were his sidekick? No, we were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He'd found something he didn't quite understand. He was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was, it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Was he right? Sharper's long gone, but he still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
Options? I try to keep you safe. I wonder if we'll escape through the tubes. I try to keep you and Jumper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know. My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Was that a good thing to say? Jumper? Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground lair we've busted into today. And honestly, hers is way cooler. She got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
I don't know if that was good to tell him all. You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Maybe he's not wrong though. Kind of. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain? But why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
He knows. She knows about the source? What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's going to freeze us all. So she really doesn't know what that does. Oh, I guess I was right. That is towards the source. You all need to run. Run where? Yeah, maybe Mr. Nuncreed isn't as bad. He just got stuck into some things. Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. Is Beacon Pines the only one that freezes over then? Not like the world? Oop. The animation. That did not go how I expected. So... we're totally following him, right? Totally. Ooh. See you on the other side. Woo! You good? Yep. Let's go! I love this town. Finally, some excitement.
Chapter 8.
Ooh, chapter 8.
The cold, hard truth.
Ooh, yeah, we're definitely heading towards there.
Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera, as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rolo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view.
So it is that manhole.
A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
Yep. Are we more on the right path? That was intense? Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got on any of us. I think Rolo's talking to himself. Oh boy. It didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? So where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We gotta catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. Catch up to Mr. Nuncreed. Alright, so... looks like we aren't getting back that way. This is blocked off. Can we check over here? Beluga look. No? Okay, so not time yet. Oh boy. Moment of truth for these three. This looks familiar. Yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow? Yep. No time. Nuncreed's getting away. Or not. Well, I guess the realization might hit here. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. This should be somewhat of a dead giveaway. I may not be the most well-versed on all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. Ah, I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Not an alien zombie. Rolo, stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective? Kill us all and shapeshift into a Beacon Pine citizen of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving. How about the fence? Okay, no. How investigate along here.
As they rounded the corner to the
Shit.
frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center.
I wonder if we're gonna chill somewhat here. Maybe with choices.
He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild.
Catch up to Mr. Nuncreed. We sure did.
Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss.
Yeah, if that falls, we are frozen.
Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out.
Oh, she put all the explosives down there. She's about to light them up.
She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Fireworks! Jumper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. Oh, is this kind of his fault? I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Jumper.
Rolo and Beck held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Jumper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish.
Ooh,
His voice hardened.
that's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to effect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. Now that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge. Amid
Choice.
a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
Yep, and in the stillness, he began to weep or hum. Hum might have an interesting outcome. I think we're gonna go with weep though first.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This all makes sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise. She drops and we get chilled.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Jumper don't. He knows what will happen. So she really doesn't.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness.
Guess this is gonna be a quite short chapter.
She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation.
We're all doomed.
The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
There we go. You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to...
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
Oh no. she was trying to get to Luca. I don't think she made it. Yep.
Crend only had time to spin around and run to Luca.
Now, what's interesting, I think this was still nighttime in this one. This wasn't quite during the festival. So this happened a bit earlier?
Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act.
Unless it slowly reached the other beacon pines, but I don't really think so. I think it was quite instant.
Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror, there was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant.
Oh, she did get to him.
That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever.
At least this one, they're together forever.
And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end.
I had a feeling Weep was gonna end tragically and quite suddenly, so that's why I went with it first.
That was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from.
Yep.
Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
We kind of do have to stop Bran in a way. Fire and ice. So we're very much going with hum now. Let's continue. And we're gonna hum in this case.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody.
Oh, is that what he's gonna hum?
It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out.
Oh, it stopped it.
A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
So Gran knows it too. Oh.
Luca lifted his head in astonishment.
I had to press continue. I guess we could have waited there for a while.
The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
Oh. How do you know? Well, she's her mom. Though we had the weird thing that his grand's actually dead. I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? Didn't his dad call him that? Only people call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face.
Oh, don't tell me that's his mom. Oh shit. Maybe the ooze stuff that like aged Beck's hair. Maybe something happened to her.
He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother. Only smaller, older, changed.
So much changing in the story. Mom? That's right, Buckaroo. Mom? Oh.
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone? You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until Perennial Harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I've tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now. There's a better way to stop Perennial Harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small.
Maybe to tell everyone in the town?
Joseph stared
The
into
truth?
the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. The festival. Maybe tell the truth at the festival? You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know.
Sharper or Kerr? He's talking about Sharper, though.
7 months ago,
Oh.
Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under Perennial Harvest.
Oh. This is what happened to her.
She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus liquamen. There were dozens of them, every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time.
Oh no.
Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
Shit. That must have had that shit in it. When she was trying to hide. Okay, now we're at the festival again. Here we go again. And that is what change is all about. Here we come. Party crashers. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me. I will not. This town has a dangerous secret, and Perennial Harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated, Mrs. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to... You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please. Clipboards. Don't you all see? This festival is a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. Oh, was something else to happen? They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable so that she can get the help she needs. Joseph gonna help? She's not the one who's disturbed, you two-timing clown. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is... Solomon? That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncreed.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face.
Yes, sir. Take him away. Oh? Hey gremlins, if you're loving my content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Your support helps me keep creating more content for you all. And don't forget to share and leave a comment too. Let's grow this community together. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep on being you.